Hi, welcome, welcome. I'm Kelly Pitts, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Lubbock, Texas. Happy to have you with me tonight, whether or not you're on a live on YouTube or live on Facebook, or if you're watching the replay. I'm happy to have you any way you're watching. Hope you'll subscribe to be able to get more tips and design ideas and inspiration and techniques and all kinds of fun things that we do here with the Create with Kelly crew. And just by joining us, you're part of the Create with Kelly crew. How about that? We make it easy. We'd love for you to join us at an online class or an in-person class. I do classes several times a month here in person and also do class to go kits, and would really love to have you any way you want to come. Also, would love to have you subscribe. Like I said, I've got a YouTube channel at Create with Kelly Pitts. And then my Facebook business page is Create with Kelly. And then my blog is createwithkelly.com. So if you're looking for any kind of inspiration or photos, also you can get measurements of a lot of the cards. I don't have these on my blog yet. I will have. So if they're not ready by the time I do the video, they will be eventually, because I'll want to hook pictures up and all that. So you'll have photos and measurements and everything to make the cards that I show you, cards or projects. Tonight we are looking at the Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper and doing the Charming Landscapes little texture folders, embossing folders. So, and kind of combine those in a fun little whimsical way. I thought they were kind of whimsical. So I just decided I wanted to put some fun sky behind the scenes. So I have already done the fussy cutting. So if you do these cards at home, beware that it's not going to be quite as easy as it will look here, because I've done a lot of the prep work, but they are fun to do. And I did both of these and one other card in a class the other night with a couple of folks, and we completed them all in about 2 hours. So it'll take a little bit, but not a ton of time. So hope you will let me know. Let me check the comments and see if anybody's on. If you come on, I'd love to know who you are and know that you're here. And StreamYard, I'm not sure if it's StreamYard or Facebook who require that you give permission to StreamYard to show your face and your name if you want me to know who you are. Like Janice. Thanks for watching, Janice. Glad you tuned in. But if you, that way when your name pops up, I can see it. It shows up on my screen, so I know who I'm talking to. Glad to have you. So if you want to remain anonymous, that's up to you, but I'd love to be able to greet you if I can. And let's see. Hi, Eileen. Glad you've popped on also. Kind of giving everybody another minute to come on. Glad you're here. These are some you haven't seen, Eileen. We just did these at a class with Amy and Deborah a couple of nights ago. And I was inspired really to do this one because Amy was coming to my class. She's a Mary Kay consultant and loves pink. So I thought, I'm just going to make a pink Christmas card. But these are a lot of fun. So hope you will enjoy them. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take, since I do have everything all pretty much cut out ahead of time and ready. I'm thinking it won't take that long. But since you two are watching already, why don't you let me know which one you want me to start with, just in case we run out of time and don't get to do both. Which one do you want to see for sure? The pink one or the green one? Either of you have a preference? Anybody? Otherwise, I guess we'll just start with the one on top. I don't think there's a lag time here with StreamYard, but Eileen says pink, so we'll go with pink. She was the first one to talk about it. So let's go with this configuration, and we'll just switch these over. And I'll just be little bitty over here, and we'll get going on this. Let's see here. Got our little kit, hopefully, all set. And we are using, let's show you that first. we're using the spruced up bundle. I'm using the greetings and a couple of things on the inside from this set. And this has a wonderful, fun stamp set and die set that coordinate. So you save 10% when you purchase the bundle. And would love to help you with that. Any of the products that I show, I sell. So would love to have you. I've got a workshop order going that I'm hopefully going to place tonight. So my hubby tuned in. He's my engineer and wants to let me know everything's good. So that's good. I'll show you in the catalog. This is in the mini catalog, the July through December mini catalog. And the little folders, the texture folders, are easy to miss here with this Santa suite. They did some cute backgrounds with it. It's on page 16 and 17. They have some little backgrounds behind this, but it really, these can kind of stand alone and do so many things, as y'all see here. And I'm going to show you kind of step by step. I'll show you the folders as we go. All right. I've already shown you the spruced up bundle, and that item number is 159701. And it's $45. That is already the reduced price. That's the 10% off price. And you can do fun little thing. You can do the solid of the trees and the outline of the trees, and the same thing with ornaments and gifts. And it is just cute as can be. And we're going to be doing some of these cards quite a bit with this set at my November 5th classes. I will have a class in the morning and 2 different classes in the afternoon. So all 3 classes are going to be different, and would love to have you join me. Just shoot me an email at kelly@createwithkelly.com if you want an invitation. Would love to have you join us. I don't have all the cards finished to see which one is in which class or what the fee is going to be or anything yet. I'm just kind of waiting to get RSVPs and see how many we're going to have coming. So I'm excited about it. Okay, this set we have done several things with the Celebrate Everything. I did last week's video, I believe, with the fall colors. If you remember, it had the fall leaf paper and this green paper. You can't really see. Oh, here's some of the leaf paper. These are the 2 that we used last week, those 2 pages. But it is a $30 value, which I think it's really worth even more than that, because it's 48 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. And you can only get it if you are a hostess, which means you've placed an order for $150 or more yourself, or you've had other people help with that order. So that's how you can earn that paper. So you can't even buy it. You have to earn it as a hostess. Isn't that awesome? Free, free, free. So there we go. We're going to get going really quickly here. Whoop, there's a star. And we have the typical 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. One of the typical sizes of card bases. Okay, this one is for the inside, and we've got, let's see what all, we've got all kinds of little stamps and goodies, and we're going to be using polished pink. And I'll show you the texture folder as I promised. And hopefully I have all the papers I needed in here. Let's see. Yep. Okay. The texture folder, this is that Charming Landscape one. And when you run this through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it will come out like this. And this is a 3.5 by 5 1/4. I've cut it down a little bit. You can go up to, I believe it's 6 if you go all the way across. But your card base is going to be 5.5. So I wanted this to be 5 1/4 so it would go all the way across. So we've already fussy cut this out. You just take your little paper snips and go around the edges of this. I just kind of went around so that I cut out the houses, kind of the skyline there. And that is that. And then we've got another piece that goes on the top. And I thought I had already die cut a piece out of it. Let me see if I put that in the green box instead of the pink box. Or maybe I just left it in the other room, which is possible. Okay, we're going to do this, but I would suggest that you take like the deckled rectangles or something and cut that middle out of the card to cut some of the bulk, and then save some of your cardstock, because you can't see that it's missing, so you might as well use it for something. So it's easy to cut out a deckled rectangle, and I had already done that on one piece, but evidently not on this one. So we're going to obviously make a mess here. The Charming Landscapes folders come in a pair, and they will fit in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, so that's fun. Let's see, this is one of the papers from the Celebrate Everything pack. And I hate to cover up this, but this is so cute with this card that I just could not resist. And you get 4 full sheets of the 12 by 12 with the pack. So if y'all take the class on Friday, on Saturday, November 5th, I have the option for you to, if you want to purchase the bundle and some of the coordinating cardstock and a few little things, then you would be able to split a pack of the Celebrate Everything, so you could get a piece of each of the papers for you to play with on cards, Christmas cards. And some people don't make Christmas cards to send out to everybody, but you still need cards during the season. So I think you can this could be just a cute little winter thank you card. It could be a birthday card for somebody in the winter. You just might leave the Christmas tree stars out, you know? I mean, it's winter. It's a winter scene. All right. Now we're just going to glue this one on the top. Leaving an even border all the way around. And the white piece is 5 1/4 by, let's see where my little pad is. 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. So you have 2 pieces that size. One is under here and one is what you cut for this. And then you'll need your white piece for the inside, of course, and your Celebrate Everything DSP. This is 3 by 5. Okay, and all we're going to do, that looks like it needs to be trimmed a little bit. And I didn't bring my cute little trimmer in here because I thought, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to be this brave or not. I think, sure, if it's too curvy, it'll look maybe like the outline of the snow there is just not quite straight, which who has ever seen straight snow, right? Okay, we're going to do a little detail. Do y'all like the detail with the pink dots in here, or do you like just the silhouette with just the white? I'm going to give y'all a choice there. Do you like the plain white, or do you like adding a little bit of detail there? I added some Wink of Stella, you can tell, in the windows, and then I used the polished pink marker to do a few little details, which I'm going to do really quickly if y'all want me to see that. Detail. Okay, Janice. We're going with the detail. And I'm just taking the little polished pink marker. Let's get that off. Let me get this up. And remember, you can subscribe to my blog to get all the measurements and photos and everything of the cards I do for videos. And this by far does not have to be perfect. You just kind of fill in the little, there's just kind of a little half circle there. And they don't have to be perfect. This is kind of a whimsical, fun look. So that makes it easy to not have to concentrate, and you get to have fun crafting. And to me, it's pretty therapeutic just to sit and color like this. If I have to have it exact, it's a little tricky. You don't quite relax as much if you're going to have something perfect, but this way it's easy peasy just to fill those in, just kind of fill in the slots and the lines. It was fun. One of my girls that was here, she was having trouble with between readers. She's got the contacts. One is for far-sighted and one's nearsighted or something, and it made it kind of difficult to, let's not do that on the DSP, Kelly. How about that? We'll just do it on here where we could wipe it off if we need to. Anyway, she was having difficulty seeing some of this stuff, and she totally missed the line, and it still just looked totally cute the way she colored it in. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and put little stripes. I don't know if y'all can see this detail on the candy canes, but I'm putting little stripes on those. If y'all were wondering what those little curved things were sticking up, they are not water hydrants or whatever those pipes are. We've got one neighbor that's got one of those. I don't know what that's about, really. Okay, I think that's all the detail I did on those, except the broad end, all of the Stampin' Write markers. These are the regular markers that are just like our inks. They are the same dye ink like our ink pads are. So they're not like the blends that are alcohol markers. These are actual dye ink. So you've got two ends, and you buy these in groups of 10. The color family that it's in is how these are designated. All right, we're going to move that one. We're going to get our little Wink of Stella out, color in our little windows. And if you wanted to use some puff paint on this, that would be cute too. I'm just going to tell you, I do not know how long today, trying to clean out my little puff paint. The lid had sealed. It was just like glue, had sealed itself since last Christmas when we used these, because the puff paint came back in again. It was in last year, and then it was out and we didn't use it, and then it came back in. So I got it out and took me a long time. So if you do decide you want some of that puff paint and use it, be sure to put the lid back on, clean out the lid before you put it back on, especially if it's going to be a while before you get back to it, or even think it might be a while. I'm just kind of putting a little bit like snow on the peaks there. You can just go as crazy with the Wink of Stella as you want. Okay. Then we're going to, let's get that out of the way. We're just going to pop this whole thing up. Well, we're going to stamp it first. Let's do that. That'll be a lot easier. Okay. See where our Merry Christmas is. And these are in two separate pieces because they're two separate fonts, which makes it kind of fun. I like that when they mix and match fonts. Okay. We've got polished pink. Let's get our little Stampin' Pierce mat. And we're just going to do a simple little Merry Christmas. And I've tried these a couple of different ways, and I like them fairly close together. Let's see if we've got another comment. Hello, Kathy. I'm glad you're here. You haven't missed a whole lot. I have 2 cards that are very similar that use the Charming Landscapes folders. So we're working on the pink one. I had a pink one and a green one. Whoops. Didn't get that very straight. But it works, I think. In this particular instance where everything is going swervy curvy anyway, I think we're all right. Hard to talk and be on camera and stamp and okay. Now I kind of thought this is from the sea glass, faux sea glass shapes, and that's what I used on here. And then I used Wink of Stella over them. So I'm so glad all of y'all have joined me tonight, and I'm happy to have people watching replays too on YouTube and Facebook. That's always great. And if y'all would please share with anybody you think might enjoy learning some new tips or seeing some new or different designs. I know a lot of demonstrators out there are doing videos, and everybody kind of has their own style and does things their own way, and it's always fun to see what all's out there, what the possibilities are before you start creating yourself. You can get some ideas, and then Stampin' Up! Is really big on casing, which case stands for copy and share everything, or copy and selectively edit, whichever way you look at it. But it's always an honor if y'all decide you like the design of my cards and you want to recreate them yourself. That is great. Would love it if you do it exactly the same. If you give me a little credit if you're publishing it, that's always nice. Not just me, but other demonstrators. And then it's all good. We're all happy to share, which is a great business to be in. That is wonderful. That's one of the things I really like about Stampin' Up! Is the sharing community that we have. That we have a wonderful paper crafting community here locally and regionally and nationally and internationally. So everybody shares ideas, and it's not a cutthroat business like a lot of businesses are. Okay, I have done some candy canes. These are stamped with that spruced up bundle. This is the same stamp. One is stamped on white paper and one is stamped on pink paper. So on this, the first card, I did the pink background with the polished pink on it. Do y'all like that better? Just a little candy cane, or do you want a couple of them, maybe like that? Since we've got a crooked Christmas, we could just kind of go along the curve. What do you think about putting 2 of them? You like that? Or do you want to stick with just the pink? Or do you like the white with the pink and have it raised? They didn't make the die both ways, so you don't have it hooked, you know, this kind of hook and that kind of hook. You just have the one. Kathy likes the 2. Okay. We can do that. Want it like this. Overlapped, hooked together. Hook this over the Christmas, kind of like that. Kind of thinking either way works. And we're going to use a little bit of the side of the Stampin' Dimensional little bunch here. If I can find my scissors that I obviously just had, because I just fussy cut all that stuff out. Let's see. covered them up. Okay, I have already used all my edges on this one. We're just going to use the edges on this one. And for the candy cane that's real skinny, I'm just going to cut some of this off like that. It works just as well using the side. Kathy, you wanted the two different candy canes, or did you want the two pink ones to stand out a little more? I think that one stands out more than this one. Pink and white or pink and pink? I'm going to put one pink one up while y'all decide. Hope y'all are having a great week. Kathy says different. Okie dokie. You got it. See if I can get this where that's not out of the frame, but this is still in the frame for you. So we can do that and then do another little bitty bit on the top half. Okay. Got a little too much there sticking out. Whoops, cut a little of the candy cane with that one. That looks cute popped up, doesn't it? I think we'll just glue this one flat. Thanks, Kathy. I'm glad you like the cards. Appreciate the compliment. Always enjoy hearing that somebody appreciates the effort and enjoys it. Would love to for y'all to come craft with me. Okay, we're going to use a little Wink of Stella on those. Shine them up just a tad. And then I was going to show you this faux sea glass that doesn't look at all Christmassy, but I was thinking what would look kind of like an icicle or a snowball or something like that. And I decided I would try these and I kind of liked it. So we're going to use, we'll just use one of these. And I usually use the take your pick tool like that. I didn't do a very good job of it, but we'll just, let's put one. Since we've got the two candy canes, might want that a little different. See, it kind of looks a little like ice, I'm thinking. Let's get a little bit different shape for over here. And if you've got to take your pick tool, if you need to add a little more putty on the end, you just tighten it up a little bit, turn it, and it will, the putty will come out. But you don't want to just turn it until you see it because it keeps coming out. This one, I may finally be running out of putty in this first one here. I've had some of these quite a while and have never had to change the little putty dispenser thing. When you order one of these take your pick tools, they have the spatula end here and then the pointy end, and then they have this putty end, and you get two of these. So it's lasted, I bet it's lasted a year. We'll see if we get some more out. But we've got those going. Now I'm going to put a little roundish one kind of up here in the sky on one of these, because I always like to try to use 3 or odd numbers of embellishments. Thank you, Janice. Glad you like it. And then the sea glass, once you have that on, you can put the Wink of Stella on it, and it really all of a sudden looks more like ice than glass. Can y'all see the little shine and shimmer to it? Isn't that pretty? Okay. Now, I totally forgot to put the little ribbon on. Sitting there chatting, and so we're going to do what I did the other night. I wrapped this around the back here first on this one, but we're just going to cut this one, and if it ravels, it ravels. I don't think it will. But what we'll do is just use glue dots. Oops. Yeah, this is my old one. I've just about worn it out. Okay. I'm just going to put a little glue dot right here on the end. And they don't have to really stay flat. They can, but this ribbon is wide enough to kind of hide whatever shape that's in. Just make sure you go along the landscape, I guess, or you wouldn't call it skyline, would you? I'm not sure what you call that little line of where the snow meets the buildings and the trees and all that. But we're just going to put this trim is so fun, and it's got these little pink, it's like icicles. I remember putting those old icicles on the tree when I was a kid. I'm quite sure that dates me quite a bit. The tree at my granddad's house, we always help decorate that. But there we go. You got a fun little skyline. And we'll just stamp a little greeting on the inside and move right along. Okay, get the sea glass out of the way. And I've got a couple of different little snowflakes here. I'm just going to stamp snowflakes. And well, I'm going to go ahead and do a greeting also, I think, for the inside. Since there is one, we're going to say, I've never used this set. So especially on a photopolymer, you want to stamp off onto some scrap before you use it for the first time on your card, because in the process of making it, it may have some kind of oils or something on it. Nope, Stampin' great. So whatever brings you happiness, may it be yours this holiday season. So probably did rush that just a tad. Probably could have practiced one more time. Gotten that a little bit better. Let's try the other side. That's the wonderful thing about paper. We've got two sides, and our Stampin' Up! Paper is such a good quality that it doesn't bleed through. So I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. Straight down, straight up. Try not to wiggle or rock it. There we go. That's a little better. Now we're going to stamp a few snowflakes, and I'm going to, I really would like a lighter pink, but we're just going to stamp off. We're going to stamp over here on the paper, and then we're going to stamp on the card so we get lighter ones. And I'm kind of turning the snowflakes so they're going different directions. Put a big one over here. And that's the first time I've stamped with that, but that worked okay. So one stamped full strength and one stamped half strength. So that's kind of a small inside greeting, but it works. You could get by with just snowflakes, or you could do a tree. I think we need one more little trail off. That's a little bit of overkill. But I didn't have an inside done on the other one, so there's one way to do it. If you just want to sign your name, that's a good one. If you think that's too much, you can just go with just a snowflake or two. Let's see what we think here. I think I like that better. The other was getting a little too busy for me. Okay, so I'd rather have the non-perfect greeting and have fewer snowflakes. But y'all can do it however you want. You create your own cards. Get my little glue mat so I don't mess up don't get glue on my Stampin' mat. Just kind of leave an even border all the way around. And that is 5 1/4 by 4. There we go. Easy peasy. Isn't that fun? Cute. Cute, cute. Okay, kind of looks like, is it Whoville where the Grinch lives? Is that what that is? Whoville? Or the town he visits? Whatever. That's what that kind of reminds me of. It's kind of a cross between that and a nativity scene. Some of this looks like nativity. And you could use this, I think, for nativity and go with a dark background and make it a starry sky and do this same technique with cutting these out and just use the blue and white and not use all the fun pinky colors and really make it a pretty, and put a more religious greeting here, and it would be beautiful. So totally different look. Okay, let's see what time it is. Do we have time to start the other one? Are y'all on board for that? Maybe the green one will be a little faster. We shall see. All right, we've got, this is our other charming landscape folder. Have a couple of different embellishments there. And I have used, in addition to the charming landscapes folder, I use the painted texture 3D embossing folder. And I use that for the texture on my tree that I die cut with the dies from the spruced up set. But you can see the texture. Here's with, see if we can get this where y'all can see it really well. See how much difference that makes in the texture of a tree by running it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, don't y'all think? That's amazing. One little touch like that can make such a difference. Okay, and this is the folder I used with the mountain range. As I said, these come in a pair, the charming landscapes. And all I did was cut the sky apart from the mountains. And then this, you could save this and use that as a mask if you were going to use, or either side, really. You can cut another one of these and make a blue sky up here. The only problem is when you do that, if you use a blending brush, you make the snowflakes and all the dots, you make all that blue too. So that's why I decided I want to make a fun sky out of designer series paper. So I chose one that I thought looked kind of like it could be sky in a whimsical land. And love this, the pool party and the shaded spruce together. We'll just, this is the same size card base, the 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Just always use your bone folder, get it burnished really well. And we're just going to glue this guy down. We don't have to worry about any layering. And I know one of y'all came in a little late, so you may not have seen this one. But you always think about layering before you ever glue a single layer down. You think, do I have any ribbon on it? Is there anything that needs to wrap around it or go around it first before I glue? Because obviously I did not do that on the first one and missed adding that trim, but it worked the way we did it. Alrighty. All we're doing here is popping this up on dimensionals, and I'm gonna use some Wink of Stella. You could use it before or after you put the dimensionals on. Doesn't really matter. I kind of thought this was pretty and filled in these little gaps here to look like that part was icy. I couldn't really decide where all I wanted the Wink of Stella. So that's where I decided to do it. It was right there. And I put a little on this peak and a little on this peak. Okay. Now we're going to pop this up with dimensionals. And then we'll decide. I cut out a couple of different trees so y'all can, or tree outlines. I did the silver foil on this first one, and it was a little tricky kind of doing it this way because I tried to glue the foil on top after I had already wrapped the ribbon around, and it's a little tricky. So we may try a different way tonight. I may just go ahead and glue the foil on the sides and then wrap the ribbon around that. I'm going to try that and see which way works better so y'all will know. Thanks, Kathy. Appreciate the compliment. Okay, and I forgot. I cut this part off. I decided I wanted an uneven, I wanted that snow part. Whoops, and I have not, dadgum, I haven't done that yet. Let's see. Y'all might have to talk amongst yourselves a moment, or we'll see how it looks without the texture on that. I forgot about that on that piece. Yikes. Well, I'll tell you what, we may just can't really do that because we've got to do our Merry Christmas, or we need to. Maybe not. Maybe we don't do Merry Christmas. Maybe we just do a tree and make this where this could be a thank you or anything else if we wanted it to be. Because I just ran the pool party piece of paper right here through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. But if y'all want to see that, I can do that real quick if you'll forgive me for forgetting that and running. I'm going to run into the other room and grab that piece of pool party, and I shall be right back. I don't think you need to see the whole that whole thing. I think we're going to go. Nope. Sorry. Goodness gracious. Now I've got a full screen here. There. Now I can see better. Just going to put that like that. There we go. Now, I'll be right back. All right. Hope you hung in there with me. Sorry about that. Now we've got to run this through this little mini, and we're going to figure out kind of where we want this to be and see. I think this is a little thick for the embossing folders. We're going to try, the mini has a little bit different plates than the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, so I kind of have to play with it on the little folders. But I think that's what I had in my mind when I didn't do this, was that I wanted to show you this, but don't think that's going through. Okay. Just 1 and 3, maybe. Okay. 1 and 3. Okay, I had the wrong sandwich. 1 and 3. Let's see if we've still got this in here right. Hopefully close enough. Okay. See if I've got that where you can see it cranking through. Sorry, it's going to shake the table a little bit because the camera's hooked to it. Okay. There we go. Now, move that out of the way. Get our little Stampin' Pierce mat back out. And we're going to cover up this part so it's not a big deal that overlapped. I just didn't worry about it on the folder. I knew it was going to show, but I mean, I knew it would come up on here, but we're going to cover it. So we're going to go ahead and stamp the Merry Christmas in Shaded Spruce. That's what this green color is on this card. And let's see. It is amazing. My desk can be totally clean for the video, and then everything. Well, let's see. Here we go. Had a box sitting on it. We are all ready now. Okay. And since we have the tree over on this side, we're going to do the Merry Christmas on the other side. And I did this at a slant. And with a lot of texture folders, you'd want to stamp first before you texture. But this one has such a little bit that it doesn't really bother anything. And so I just do it after so that I can kind of follow the curve, because you don't know exactly how it's going to work till you do it. Merry Christmas! Can't believe it's already time for us to even be doing these cards, you know? But it is. If anybody needs any help figuring out Christmas cards, if y'all are going to do some, you probably wouldn't want to do one with this many steps. But you could make this certainly easier. You could do this with just the folder and maybe a strip of sky or something. You could do it without doing the fussy cutting and all that. But we're just going to get this on here. And you could use your liquid glue. You could use your Stampin' Seal, whichever one you prefer. And I'm just going to use even border all the way around again on this. Try to even that up. Pretty close. Looks like the pool party is a little bit shorter than that other. But hopefully our mountains are going to cover that up. Just kind of got a little sloppy there. Get a little closer to where their line is. Cut that off a little bit. Get this the way we want it. And before you put it all the way down, just lay it there and see if that's going to work. So you want to make sure this line and this line are parallel. They're straight with your paper. And then you can go ahead and press down your dimensionals. Probably shouldn't put one there. I'm going to see if I can get that one up, because you've got a tree there, so you don't want to double whammy that one. Okay, so we're going to use this for the tree instead. And I was going to see what y'all thought of just using the pear pizzazz there where around the tree instead of the foil, or do y'all like the silver foil? Do y'all think this is too blingy with the foil and the silver, or do you like it? Can you see it? Show you up close, see if you can catch the foil. I can do it either way, I think. Got the foil. Now I just need my little tree. So we can have it like this, which I just don't think that's going to stand out quite enough. That's a little more natural looking. But you could have that, especially if you were doing kind of a masculine card and you didn't want all the foo-foo bling. You could certainly do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and try that and do it without the bling. And just see what we think. And if you do it like this, where you glue it on the side, let me see how, this may be too, so that maybe y'all can see a little better that way instead of having all that other stuff in the background. And I am just gluing on the very, very edge, just trying to catch it here and there. Put little dots of glue, because what you're doing is fitting this inside the frame, or this actually is going to fit inside the frame, the pool party frame that's outlined, because every time you cut a tree, you cut the outline also, which is really cool. So you can have, if you cut a blue one and a green one, then your one card can have a blue tree with a green frame, and the other one can have vice versa. Or you can save them up and do a bunch. All mismatched colors. Okay, so you're going to push that in. And you want to do this on something like your silicone mat, so your glue doesn't just get everywhere. You want to make sure you've got a liquid glue that dries clear and doesn't leave a white film on there. But y'all can see how those layers glued together. Just give it a minute to hold that in. And you could use the silver, like I said, but we're going to do a more masculine card and just leave it without all the bling. We're going to put a star on and wink that, because who wouldn't want that, male or female, right? I'm thinking, surely everybody wants a star on their tree if you're going to have the Merry Christmas on there. Without the Merry Christmas, it could just be a thank you card, like I said earlier. You could certainly change this up easily. Okay, now we're going to grab the dimensionals, grab our base again. Then we'll do the inside real quickly. And we'll be done with 2 cards. How about that? Have y'all learned something tonight? Have you had fun? That's my 2 criteria I always try to meet. I always want everybody at every class to have fun and everybody to learn something. So if you're new at paper crafting or card making, or just new to Stampin' Up! Products, I'm always happy to help you with any questions. You can call me or text me or email me, whatever you want. And I'll be glad to help. I am I do have COVID brain fog that has not ever gone away. So I might forget some things, but you can always ask me again. If I don't respond quickly, just remind me. It's not anything personal. It's just that I am forgetful. Okay, now I would say we still need a little bit of bling on the tree. What do y'all think? Do you want, I think we'll just use like these pool party, these adhesive back sequins and gems. They have the pool party color, fresh freesia, and this little cool little silver, it's not really a diamond shape. I don't know what that shape is, but it's not a parallelogram. Trying to think of what that is with four sides like that, those aren't parallel. I don't know. Seems like a geometry thing. Okay, we're just going to say one here. We're just going to do 3 simple little ones. And then maybe we'll do, I think we might just leave it at that. We could do one in the sky and one down here. Let's see what we think. And you just take your pick tool with that putty end and push on it and take it to wherever you want it to be. And then you just kind of redo that putty now and then. See, I told you more would come out. All right. I just can't resist. There we go. Okay, that's it. That's 5. That's good. Nice little odd number to keep your eye interested. Keep it on the page. Now we're just going to do the inside and we'll already be done. Do y'all have any questions about this, the die set or the Christmas tree set or the anything? Texture folders? Thanks, Kathy. Good. I'm glad you did learn something. Always try to do something a little bit different to keep your interest, keep you coming back for more videos. I think we're just going to do, smooth that again. I'm just going to stamp this tree. I have not used this stamp either. It's a new set. So we're going to stamp that on here. Oh yeah, good solid image. And this is Shaded Spruce is the color. We're just going to put it right here. And since that's a big solid image, you want to let it sit on the paper a little bit. Make sure it has time to soak in and give you a good solid image. Yes, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Now, do we want just our little greeting? I don't think pool party is going to be dark enough. So we may have to have it all in green, but this is not going to be quite as, won't seem quite as deep because it's such a fine font. So we'll just do the same saying, but you could do any kind of greeting or sentiment that you want. This just happens to be what came in the set. Whatever brings you happiness, may it be yours this holiday season. Isn't that a nice sentiment? I think I'm going to put a few of the little bitty snowflakes that we ended up not even using on that other card. We're just going to put a few of those as if this is kind of on a snow mound here. I kind of like my image is grounded on something, so. We're just going to do that. And then I think it needs a cool little star at the top. And this set just happens to have a little star. So let's just grab that. And we'll put just like a little pool party star. I like for everything to coordinate, and there's not any yellow anywhere. So if y'all wanted to do a yellow star on yours, you could certainly do a yellow star. But since I haven't repeated that color anywhere else, I'm going to stick with my color scheme that I already have and do a pool party star. So it matches everything. Because who says stars have to be yellow? Right. Okay. We have done inside and outside of 2 different cards. And I do have a class coming up, like I said, on November 5th. So if y'all are open that Saturday, I'll probably have at least one of those will be fairly simple beginner type cards. And the others will probably be a little more advanced, but we have a lot of wonderful Create with Kelly crew members who are very helpful with new folks who come to the online class, to the in-person classes. And then I can also do a kit to go, and you'll have videos of all the cards. Whoops, I glued that in. Oh my gosh, I glued that in the card that we already had made. My goodness gracious. Oh well. Y'all can pretend it's in this one that we made tonight. That other one was blank. But I think both of these are pretty, don't y'all? Which one do you like the best? With the little trim or without? What's your favorite? Would love to know in the comments on that one. And we'll put these out too, and I'll switch the camera around and we shall say good night. Unless y'all have any other questions. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate it, and would love to have you at a class. Would love to have you subscribe to my blog and get other ideas and inspiration and photos, and you'll find out about Stampin' Up! Things coming up. Janice likes the one with the trim better. Okay. Anybody else have an opinion? This kind of looks a little more masculine. Let's put them, see if we can get them all in the frame. Woo, barely, barely. You kind of have 2. Really the only difference here is the 2. I think I should have popped up that candy cane too. But thank y'all very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Glad you had a good time. And I hope you tune in again next week. I don't think I'm going to be here at 7:30. It's probably going to be at noon on Wednesday of next week. I think we have a Create with Kelly crew happy hour. Several of us wanted to go to English Newsom Vineyards. They have a band out there, and we shall see. Who knows what the weather's going to be or what. But if you're interested in, if y'all are in the Lubbock area and are watching and want to come join us at happy hour, that would be great. And I'll let you know on the Facebook page whether the live will be at noon or 7:30. So thanks again for tuning in. If you need any help with your Stampin' Up! Products or you need to get a catalog, I still have plenty of the mini catalogs to share. I'll be glad to drop you one in the mail if you don't have a demonstrator already, or drop you one by if you're in the area. So thanks again for tuning in. Y'all have a great week. Fun times ahead. Bye-bye.